So I don't usually make videos or do anything like this, but past couple of days I've been watching stuff about the um It Gets Better, and I myself have a lot of homosexual, bisexual friends along with my heterosexual friends, and it honestly blows my mind that some of the things I'm seeing and hearing about, especially like all those kids that recently committed suicide, it blows my mind that people don't do more about it. I mean, granted, some of this has been going on forever, and I mean, in our day and age, it's more modern to care about these kind of things. And it honestly just makes me sad. Every time I watch a video about, I just watched something about how people were bullying this kid. They were acting. It was for an ABC thing. They were acting and they were bullying this kid on the street, and for a good 15-20 minutes nobody did anything. And that just blows my mind. I mean, does it really have to get physical before people will do something and step in? Granted, it was for a TV show and they weren't going to, do anything like that to especially this kid who is obviously gay and, had been bullied before in the past. But what does it take for people to care? I mean, I myself have never witnessed someone of the that is homosexual or bi being harassed. And honestly, if I did, I would freak out just because I have friends that is their sexual orientation and they've been that way for as long as I've known them, if not longer. And I mean, it's crazy to me that people don't care. They don't care about what they say to other people or what they do and how that impacts them. And like no matter if you talk to someone or not, you impact their life in some way. And it's just crazy to me that people will talk all this mess to other people and they know nothing about them. And I mean, granted, everybody has their own struggles and you might not mean to say something or you might not think it comes off in that way, but I mean, think before you speak and especially before you act cuz you don't know what that person's going through. It just blows my mind that people do that. I mean, what were you taught? I was never ever taught to hate somebody for who they are or what they believe in. Never. And I mean, I don't know if, some people are taught that. I mean, there's plenty of kids that, their parents are like, you shouldn't like people for this reason or with all the recent stuff that had happened with 9/11 and all that, like people don't like Islamic and Arab people just because of that incident. And you can't completely just disregard the rest of those people because of that one act by a group. You can't do it. It's not fair. And there's plenty of other stigmas and things like that need to be broken down besides the gay straight barrier. I mean, there's race involved and all those other things too, and it's crazy to me that we're on this planet together and we don't there's a majority of us that don't like each other or care about each other, and it's not because we have disagreements before in the past. We don't know each other. And it's just we don't want to take the time to get to know each other. And that's crazy to me. And I mean, I can't ever say that, I've never talked about somebody I didn't know. I mean, but if I don't know you and you've never done anything towards me, I'm not going to say anything about you. I don't know you. I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people would do that and hurt somebody else just because, they have nothing better to do. And I mean, like, saying that I have friends that are like that, I mean, not the bullying friends, but I mean, friends that are of gay, orientation. I mean, they've told me stories and, stuff that they've encountered, not when they were younger, but I mean, even today, getting bullied and, people talking about them. It's just, I don't know how I would take it. I would be angry all of the time. And, they make do with what they can. And you gotta live your life regardless, but it's crazy to me that, people would say things like that because you're gay. I mean, they could say the same thing because we're straight. They'd be like, oh, those heterosexual people. I mean, but it wouldn't have the same impact. I don't know. It makes me upset. And I honestly, I mean, just watching that video just now, I cried. And it's just because I would never want to watch one of my friends be hurt like that. And I'm glad that I've never seen it because I would cry. I mean, I would help them and, I would stand up for them because I love them and they're my friends, but it's just, I've never had to go through pain like that. And, the feeling of being utterly alone because coming out's one of the hardest things I can ever think of doing as, you know, as a person. And I've talked to my friends and I'm like, how did you go about that? Like, how scary was that for you to, not to either tell your parents or, not to tell your parents, or when is a good time, when's a bad time. And it's so inspirational because, even though the way I am, my mom, if I came out and was like, I'm a lesbian, like she wouldn't care. She'd still love me. But there's kids whose parents disown them and just don't love them because of who they are. And it's not their parents' fault that they're like that. It's just, that's how they are. And it just blows my mind that they're not accepted. I'm gonna end this and say that it does get better. And if you are struggling with that, find a support system. Find people that will love you. Don't worry about the people that don't. If it's family, if it's friends, if you're worried about coming out and you're worried about them, saying something or caring, you don't need them. You need to find the people that will make you feel good and will love you for who you are.